Hey fam, welcome back to Faith and, where we've been working through various aspects of faith and analyzing how it relates to other critical aspects of life to gain a better understanding of faith and how we can walk in it. So far, we've focused our attention on faith's relationship to action and hope. We've also spent a little time talking about love, but you may be thinking, Micah, you're calling this section Faith Defined, but you haven't properly defined faith and what it really is. Well, actually, defining faith is not a very simple task. I don't want to overcomplicate things, but everything in life isn't really that simple. Albert Einstein once mentioned that the hallmark of genius is the ability to take something complex and simplify it so people can clearly understand it. Well, ain't that smart, and you're going to have to bear with me. So today, as we define faith, let's look at faith and assurance. To define faith, there's no better place to start than Hebrews chapter 11, verse 1. Let's read it in the good old King James Version. It says, "Now faith is the substance of things hoped for and the evidence of things not seen." In the original Greek, faith, pistis, means persuasion, moral conviction, and a reliance upon Christ for salvation. In the Dictionary of Biblical Languages, a general definition of faith is a state of certainty with regard to belief. So you see, faith is beginning to be differentiated from mere belief. When looking at the root word pithos, it means convince, to agree, with evidence and authority or some inward certainty. Now, I'm not going to bore you with looking up each word of Hebrews 11:1 in the Greek, as it would take all day. But let's revisit this verse in the New American Standard Bible, NASB, to help us gain a more complete understanding. Similar to the King James Version, the New American Standard uses a formal equivalence translation philosophy that prioritizes maintaining the form of the original language. But the NASB also utilizes advancements in biblical scholarship and modern word choices to help us understand the scriptures better. So let's look at how the NASB renders this verse. Now faith is the certainty of things hoped for, or an expectation, and a proof or a conviction about the things not seen. The 1995 version renders it as, now faith is the assurance of things hoped for and the conviction of things not seen. When you read this, it reads kind of like a definition of some sort. And if someone was to ask you what faith is, you'd probably just whip this verse out and just keep rolling. Faith convinces us and gives confidence and gives assurance. So what is assurance anyway? If you have assurance about things that you may not have direct access to with your senses, things not seen, then you have some type of evidence that makes you fully agree, understand, and realize the validity or truth of what you're trying to figure out. If you have assurance regarding who you report to at work, then you likely have some type of evidence regarding maybe who interviewed you, or maybe you've seen an org chart, or maybe you observed who just seems to be in charge in your area. There may even be some people that you report to indirectly, not based on your org chart, but you rationalize from just observation who those people are and why. In addition, if we have assurance that our loved one will help you with something, then it brings a sense of peace, confidence, and trust that everything will be okay. In this way, faith gives us assurance or confidence that what we hope for will happen. But we don't always control when that person will help us. The next question is, what are we hoping for or expecting? Hebrews 11:1 starts out with, now faith, and some translations render it as and faith. The important key here is to recognize that now is a connecting word that contrasts this statement to something else. So what distinction is being highlighted here? So let's read the previous verse. In Hebrews chapter 10, verse 39, the scriptures say that, "But we are not among those who shrink back to destruction, but we are those who have faith for the safekeeping of our soul." Faith leads to our soul being kept safe. And this is the same goal of our hopes. Hebrews 11:1 says that we can have certainty that the thing that we're hoping for will happen. In Hebrews chapter 10, verse 19 through 25, it says, "Therefore, brothers and sisters, since we have confidence to enter the holy place by the blood of Jesus, let us approach God with a sincere heart in full assurance of faith, having our hearts sprinkled clean from the evil conscience and our bodies washed with pure water. Let us hold firmly to the confession of our hope without wavering, for he who promised is faithful. And let us consider how to encourage one another in love and in good deeds, not abandoning our meeting together, as is the habit of some people, but encouraging one another, and all the more as you see the day drawing near." My goodness, this verse is packed with many golden nuggets, and I'd like to see your thoughts in a comment. What jumped in your mind when we read that passage? The interesting thing that jumped out to me is how faith in Jesus brings about confidence of our salvation. We don't have to continually wonder if we did enough or did it right. Just as Jesus put it, a small mustard seed of faith can move mountains. So it's not about the quantity or potency of your faith. All you need is a little, and it will grow over time if you water it. The challenges that we face in life are real and sometimes discouraging, but we must focus on the hope that we have through Jesus. So if you've learned something in this video, give me a like and subscribe to the channel so you'll be notified when I drop the next video. See y'all later in the comments. Peace.